Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Wednesday, January 20th. News in Arkansas today includes some reaction to Asa Hutchinson's free lunch highway plan, in which, with no new taxes and merely by diverting money from other uses, Asa Hutchinson will pay for some $750 million worth of highway improvements over the next 10 years. There's some thought that this is all but a done deal, that the Republican legislature will roll over for this plan. But one thing that happened today was County Clerk Larry Crane. He's a Democrat. He doesn't have a role in the legislative fight at all, but he has experience on the governor's staff in past Democratic administrations, a longtime government employee. Posted a strong comment on Facebook that said this is a bad plan. It's going to take money from other uses, from everything from nutrition to education, and that road users should pay for highway improvements, and they ought to pay for it with a smarter gasoline tax that takes into account price and perhaps other fluctuations to make up for the fact that we're losing some gas revenue from more fuel-efficient cars. It's a discussion that needs to be held at least, and at least one Democrat's willing to stand up and talk, even if he is in the minority. And so that's a good thing to read about on the Arkansas blog if you have a chance. Last night, the Little Rock City Board delayed and probably killed a resolution asking the Highway Department to study more alternatives for the Interstate 30 widening plan through Little Rock. There are people with ideas to make it a thoroughfare and not a freeway at all. The Highway Department has no interest in this. The Little Rock Chamber of Commerce feels the same way. They want to build the roadway, and their forces marshaled together and by prearrangement killed, by delaying for months, the resolution that would merely ask for some more study. There was a steady procession of speakers who don't like the Highway Department's plan. They're not going to get much consideration. Speaking of government funding of projects, another piece that you ought to read about Asa Hutchinson's highway plan was written by our Benji Hardy last night on the Arkansas blog. And it's about how the government admitted pretty openly that he's going to need that Obamacare Medicaid millions to help pay for a state budget, including this highway expansion plan. So anytime he says he really doesn't like Obamacare, don't believe him. He needs the money to build highways, among other things, although he may have to cut some spending on nursing homes and other Medicaid recipients to get all the money he needs. Interesting news from Texarkana last night. The city board of directors there voted 7-0, that's unanimously, to approve a city non-discrimination ordinance. It includes a number of classes of people who must not be discriminated against, race, age, gender, that sort of thing, but it's aimed at sexual minorities. You may not discriminate based on gender identity or sexual orientation. This is at least the fifth government that's passed a local ordinance extending some protections in employment of gay people and also guaranteeing non-discrimination by people who want to do business with the city of Texarkana. This will make legislators mad. They passed a law that was intended to stop cities from doing this. There's going to be a court test of that before it's all over with. Walmart, the big retailer, announced a second phase pay raise today for all of its employees. That's more than 1 million of them. It'll cost them a lot of money. When it's all done, they say their average hourly worker will make $13 an hour. Better paid workers or happier workers, sometimes more productive workers. It certainly worked for Costco, which has a union workforce, pays its people more, and has higher profits than Walmart. Maybe Walmart will see some of those same results. As we tape this, there's a meeting at the Little Rock Port Authority. I'm getting word, and I hope to have more by the time the afternoon's over, that the Little Rock business forces, the same people that have fought for a wider and more destructive freeway through Little Rock, are fighting to prevent approval of a memorandum of understanding between the Little Rock Port and the Quapaw Tribe of Oklahoma over land they own near the port. There's some fear on the part of city business people that the Quapaw might build a casino or hotel like they built in Oklahoma. Why they should get in the business of deciding who can and cannot do certain types of business is a question only the business people who claim to be free market people can answer. But this wasn't supposed to be on the agenda today, but apparently the subject is coming up without notice to the tribe or others. And so there's still a continuation of an appearance that city people aren't dealing quite squarely with the Indians. The Quapaw learned a bad lesson on this many years ago. It looks like history may be repeating itself. They haven't forced them out of the state yet, at least. There's going to be a rally for reproductive rights this Saturday at the state capitol. These are people who favor abortion rights and good access to contraceptives. This will counter last Sunday's annual March for Life by people who are against abortion. We're waiting to see if the state sends out a notice to all state employees that there will be a rally in favor of reproductive rights at the Capitol this weekend, and if they will distribute a news release talking about the reasons for this rally as they did for the March for Life people. As of yet, they haven't distributed such news. And by the way, look out your window or check the weather, man. They say we're going to get some snow in most of Arkansas tomorrow, so batten down the hatches. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow, the road's willing.